That's correct.
And now you have 2 with Ashley, and Stephanie ends up making some allegations, and your 2 children with Ashley now are with DCFS. They're in like foster.
That's correct.
Foster care. When you tell Ashley that Stephanie's going to be moving in with you, how did she react?
She was okay with it, actually. Her reaction was like, okay, you know, and it's about the children. It's not about if Stephanie's coming, you know. It's more or less, I want my kids where I am. I want to wake up where my kids are.
So how did the allegation come about that Ashley had shaken your daughter?
Stephanie claimed that she seen what she just said on that video, and I was coming down the steps, and you know, I asked Ashley. I said, "Did you shake my baby? Did you?"
Because Stephanie told you this happened.
Right. I asked Ashley, "Did you shake my baby?" Because you know that's what she's saying. You know, once she told me no, I could look her in her eyes, and I knew. You know, I just knew that she didn't do that because Ashley didn't do that.
Right. I mean, there was no problems with Ashley the way she was treating your kids before Stephanie got there.
No, nothing.
And
nothing
in your observation, Ashley's a good mother?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. At that time, I didn't even have a job. You know, I was always there with my son all the time.
So how did Stephanie come and tell you about this shaking incident?
I was upstairs. I woke up that night. And I seen that Stephanie came to lay in the bed with me.
That's a little strange,
that was a little
right?
weird.
Because that's not part of the deal.
No, that wasn't a part of the deal. But I woke up next to Stephanie. I come down the steps, you know, because Stephanie was there, downstairs, and she said, "Yo, look at her. Look at her. She's being rough on the baby." She's like, "I think she's shaking the baby," and I'm like, I look at Ashley. I said, "Are you shaking my baby? I know you ain't shaking my baby, right?" And she's like, "No, I'm just taking this cover off the baby."
So you called DCFS on Ashley?
On Ashley because...
For leaving your kids with Stephanie?
In the room where they could fall or be harmed, and I believed Stephanie.
I was with you for 8 years. Yeah, I was wrong for sleeping with you.
Did you have sex?
Yes, we did. And Ashley seen it.
My child told me, "Mommy, elevator, Mommy, he touched me."
Their vacation ended with terrifying questions.
They have cameras everywhere. How is it that I didn't get caught?
You're nothing but a child molester.
Is her new boyfriend guilty?
She's never said this about anyone but you.
That's a big red flag.
Then,
if the tests do come back in the worst possible way, I do understand the consequences.
You can go to prison for a lot of years.
he's desperate to clear his name. Tomorrow.
So you called DCFS on Ashley?
On Ashley because...
For leaving your kids with Stephanie?
In the room where they could fall.
How did DCFS get involved in this?
Initially, after Stephanie arrived in my home, it was 3 days later, Stephanie actually planted a kiss on me in her vehicle. The children seen it, went inside, told Ashley, you know, "My mommy's kissing my daddy." And then she got angry. There was a 2-hour argument between the women. And I went upstairs, you know. I come downstairs because Stephanie calls me. She says, "Your son fell on the other baby." How's this possible? I don't know until I get down there. I get down there, I'm picking my son up. My baby, my newborn, is in the car seat. Ashley's getting ready to leave. I'm like, "What? Where's Ashley at?" I said, "And why didn't you pick him up? Why are you just standing there?" You know what I'm saying? Went outside, spoke to Ashley. She's telling me she's leaving. I said, "You don't even have a place to go. Where else would you go?"
And why was she leaving? Because you were kissing Stephanie?
Because I kissed Stephanie, or should I say, she kissed me, and the kids let it be known.
Right.
Obviously, it was a mutual thing between the two of us, and it shouldn't have had happened. Like she said, "Oh, I started to want her." Kinda, not really. It takes a long time, you know, for me to gain that, you know, respect or that type of situation with her. But their arguments, that's between them, you know. And
but how did DCFS get involved?
I called them.
You called DCFS?
I called them.
For what reason?
Because if you don't know Stephanie and you're leaving your children in that room with her.
So you called DCFS on Ashley?
On Ashley because...
For leaving your kids with Stephanie?
In the room where they could fall or be harmed, and I believed Stephanie. And so
Wait.
it's a form of neglect.
I know.
It's a form of neglect.
Really?
Yes.
I would say that it's neglectful when you bring your ex into the house and you're kissing her. What I'm saying is, she leaves her kids with a woman that's a mother to your other children. So it's not a stranger. It's not somebody you don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say that's neglectful.
See, the thing is this.
Well, but I mean, here's the point. Wouldn't you go to Ashley and say, you know what? I don't like that you did that. Don't do that again. Why are you calling DCFS on
I've
her?
tried because it's raining outside. She doesn't have a vehicle to transport the children. And if you're going to walk out in the rain with car seats and all that, that's child abuse. You're putting a child through
Yeah, but she
something
didn't do that.
But she was heading that way. And I
So
told
you
her...
called her on the possibility that she would do something?
Correct. Because when you tell me that, yo, she just left your child there and he just fell.
But you're there with the kids.
I'm up in the bathroom.
You walked down the stairs.
I
You're
had to
there.
come down the steps. I didn't walk down them. I flew down the steps.
I find it very odd that you called DCFS.
I had...
On your own
I
woman
called
that
them.
you're raising kids with.
I called them. She said, you know...
But that's not, like, see, even if for some reason me and my wife had an argument over our kids, or I was doing something, I don't think either one of us would be picking up the phone calling DCFS. That to me is just such an odd response. Does anybody else think this is odd? Yes. Okay. Raise a hand who thinks it's odd. Yes. Okay, so I'm not alone. Okay. So DCFS gets involved, but they don't take your kids.
Right. They told us that they would be involved for 30 days, and I also let them know she might be having postpartum depression. That could be a part of it.
So now, with this allegation of shaking, does somebody notify DCFS?
Correct.
Who does that?
I believe Stephanie did.
So Stephanie calls DCFS, and DCFS comes in and takes your children away.
Right.
And how long have they been gone?
About a month.
About a month. Now, do you regret calling DCFS that first time because she left the kids with Stephanie? Because you're the one who
Yes,
brought
I
this
do.
on yourself.
Yes.
Okay. How hard is it when your kids aren't under your roof? When you're not dad for them every night when you put them to bed?
Man, it's so hard. It's like I work 2 jobs, man. I'm a janitor at night. I'm a landscaper by the day. So I'm never really there to say, yo, these are the things that need to be done.
So
you
the
know?
little
And
time
it's
that
very,
you had with them,
it's
now
very
you got
hard.
that taken away.
It's very, very, very hard, man. I love my son. I love my daughter. I love all of my children, including the other 3 that do not belong to me.
So now, their kids are taken away. You don't know when you're going to get them back. Do you believe Ashley shook your child?
I don't know. That's why I called.
Did you see Ashley shake the baby so hard
I
that...
didn't see her do this, but I've seen her unravel.
So
And
she was